Started this project by ripping down the plywood for the main board. Then I had to cross cut the plywood to get the size I was looking for, then begin the layout. This board here I had to make 2 of, so I copied it. Since I was making so many holes for this part, I used the foot pedal to control the power to the router. Worked out really well. So I plunged down halfway through the plywood with a 1/4-inch spiral bit. Then I adjusted and plunged down through the rest of it. These pieces here are for the center to separate the 2 main boards. This piece is for the end pieces that will actually hook into the legs. They're only 3/4 inch thick here, so I've ripped another piece and sanded it down to 1/4 inch and glued them together to make 1 inch. I used the original piece for a spacer to make sure all of them are the same height. Now this whole project got an 1/8 inch round over. That's what you're seeing here. Every piece got an 1/8 inch round over, even the disc. This was that piece that I just glued up, and I'm cutting out the leg supports. And this is also the part that attaches to the legs to actually support the whole piece off the ground. At this point I painted the inside of the main game board yellow. I haven't painted the outside yet, I'll do that later. I used the spacer to keep all the spacing correctly throughout the whole project. Glue and staples to hold everything together. The legs I put screws in because it was holding a little bit more weight. Now let's start the legs. The legs are made up of 4 pieces. 2 pieces are hinged together to create 1 leg. So this radius on the lower part of the leg is about 54 inches. Then I cleaned everything up with the sander, and I copied that piece onto the next piece to create 2 of them. Now the upper parts to this piece is a taper piece. It starts at 9 inches and goes down to 7 inches. So I made this simple tapering jig where I can make that taper. Put them together, line the hinges. I did mortise out for the hinges, which I did not show in the video. I just took a router and routed out that section where the hinges go. It was at this point that I realized that that leg was too long, so I cut that off camera and readjusted my measurements for these two holes. These two holes is the holes that the main game board will actually insert into and hold it off the ground. Now I cut two of those and two of these. And I glued that assembly up. And this assembly is for the release mechanism for the chips. Now the only reason I did it this way is because I didn't want to show the end grain on the bottom of the board, so that's why it's done this way. It just gives it a cleaner look, I think. Now the discs are 6.5 inches, and I cut those with the router just like I did before, and then put a 1/8 inch roundover on, and the board was complete. Now the release mechanism has two hinges on one side and this latch pin on the other side to hold it up. When I need to release the chips, I'll just release the latch pin. Chips fall out, you can reset. So my son wanted to play a game, so I took a second before I lost the daylight. I think it was at that point where he realized he lost.
All right, it finally cooled off out here, so I could actually come outside and shoot this. It's been extremely hot all week, and so now it's about 9 o'clock at night, and it's just enough light to do what I need to do. So first of all, I'd like to thank Tiger Ply for sending me the plywood for this project. I got sent Tiger Ply's Edge Premium Birch, and it was 18 millimeters thick or 3/4 inch thick. And let me tell you, this plywood, I have not found a void at all. I essentially turned 2 sheets into Swiss cheese, and I seen no voids in the plywood. That's just amazing to me. Definitely tigerply.com, go check it out. It is well worth it. So thank you, Tiger Ply, for sending me the plywood, and I still got a few sheets left, and you'll see those in future videos. As far as the project itself, I will have plans on my website. The plans will cover exactly what you see here, and I'll also provide a SketchUp model for 2 mechanisms to release the chips. One for a hinge model like I got here, and one for a slide model like the original game was. But I think the paint scheme is cool and retro, and just like the original game. I really couldn't be more pleased with this project. It really turned out great, and I think the kids and the family will love it on family gatherings. So until next time, I'll see you later.